Lovebugs. Thanks for having coffee with me today. I'll tell you that ahead of time. Today it's breakfast blend, stevia, just original creamer, and a touch of French vanilla creamer, just for a little flavor. How are you? Okay, so I wanted to catch you guys up on some writing projects that I'm working on. As you guys know, I have Fearless that I've desperately been pouring a lot of energy into. I sat yesterday and I wrote myself out a contract with an official deadline for several different things. One is for the date I need to be finished with the draft. The next is when I should be finished editing it and having it prepped for pre-sale or pre-release, and the official date it will be launched. It'll be before the end of the year. That is my biggest tip. Whenever you have a goal that you really want to achieve, eventually you're gonna have to put it in concrete. Whether you are self-publishing or being traditionally published, you need a deadline. Deadlines are important. They're not like the final goal, but it is like something you're striving for. And I have a hefty one, but I need it. I desperately need it. I'm kind of in a spot right now where I am bored. I feel like I'm just in a spot. But I also know that it's hormones. So I don't jump on those hormones and react in a crazy way. I just kind of sit back and let my body do what it needs to do. I know I have not gotten the rest I needed last night or the night before, and that is not good. Mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. So yesterday I spent some time editing. Instead of writing, I spent some time editing 2 videos. One you saw Tuesday morning, the other you saw Wednesday morning. And then this one is a very quick edit. There's not a whole lot. So I will do that when I get home this afternoon. And then we go straight into writing. I'm actually going to use a chunk of my lunch break to write into this chapter. I'm struggling starting chapter 8 because there was so much time. Once I finished 7, it's like I didn't move on fast enough. And so I now have a new goal set. And I'm so thankful for Courtney Love Project, her channel, because she touched on a couple of things for me yesterday. And one of them is that when I set a goal, a word goal, sometimes it's tremendously crazy. But if I set a chapter goal, hey, my goal is to write a chapter a day, well, that is a chunk I can handle and get it done and move on. And I can call it done and feel like I've accomplished something. Sometimes with a word goal, we tend to stop at once we finally hit that word goal, and we could just be another 1,000 words off from that chapter, but we're left in limbo. And so are those characters. And then you spend a lot of wasted time going back, figuring out what the heck happened. So I was so thankful for that. That was a lot of encouragement for me. And then realizing that I needed to make myself a contract and sign it. And I'm going to have my family witness it. One, so they can understand what my goals are. So they know that if I am in the middle of something, it's not that I'm being rude and I'm not wanting to give them attention. They always have my attention. All they have to do is say, hey, or start talking, and I'll stop what I do. You guys know there's many times I will pause a video because one of the kids come in and they want to chit chat. Well, okay, you guys go on pause and they get all the time that they need. It's like that with writing too. However, I need to be more disciplined with the time that I have. thankfully, I have kind of moved on from several channels that was taking up a lot of time, and a lot of, like, I don't go into live streams anymore where I did. Well, if someone sits on a live stream for 2 hours chit-chatting, that's 2 hours of wasted time. That is 2 hours I could have sat down and wrote 4,000 words, because my normal word count within an hour is usually right at 2,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less if I'm struggling. So I would have a chapter done in those 2 hours. Usually my chapters are running anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 words. So 2 hours of time is not a lot in a day. 2 hours of wasted time is like a lot of time. Let's think that again. 2 hours of wasted time seems double the amount of 2 hours of productive time. I don't understand it, but it does. It feels like an 8-hour day sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way my mind works. So that's that. So I've written myself a contract. I've given myself an official deadline. I know when I want this book to release. I am self-publishing it. I am not going to query this. The next thing I wanted to share is I kind of alluded to it in Tuesday morning's video. I have been wanting to seriously sit down and focus on a lot of Christmas novels. I love Christmas. It's my favorite season, and I try to write Christmas into every story that I do write. It's always there. So I am going to break myself up into different people, if that makes sense. Anything that I would write that is nonfiction, that is going to be to motivate and encourage you. I do have one of those projects in the works. It probably will not be released until after the beginning of the year. And then once I get that done, I will solely focus strictly on this Christmas series that I want to write, so that I can make sure that they are ready. The whole series is ready to go by fall of next year. So I have a lot going on, but I have settled in on pen names for my fictional stories and for my Christmas fictional novels. They will be different names. I'm gonna take on a different persona as I write, and I think that will free something within me. When you write things in your name, people take, especially if they know you, they take your personality and they put that into the story. And oh my goodness, she said that. Oh, how could she write this? I don't want that. I want the freedom to let the story develop as it goes, without the stigma of my name being attached. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's where my mind is. And once I realized that about the Christmas, I realized I want my other fictional books to be under a different pen name. And I found the perfect one for those. So it's kind of like I've set myself free, and now that's all I want to do is write. But of course I have a job, so I'm working too. But I need to be a little bit more disciplined, and that's that. That is where I am at in my writing process. I am not currently doing Preptober. I know a lot of my authortube friends are. A lot of people who are prepping for NaNoWriMo are as well. I know at one point I said I wasn't going to participate, but I know I have a lot of editing to do in November, so I'm not sure. I want to. There's a little piece of me that wants to get started on these Christmas stories. Not that they would be done in time for Christmas to enjoy, but maybe I can use that time, if I'm not editing, to at least do my own prepping during NaNoWriMo. And I know I would not be participating in, I don't want to win NaNoWriMo this year. That is not my goal. That is not in my plans. But maybe I can treat it like a Camp Nano and use it for prepping time, and for plotting and for getting the series off the ground, because that would be great. Fearless. At one point, I had wanted to, at the end, allude to it being a series as well, and kind of expanding on the characters individually instead of in the group that they are in. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it comes at the end of the month and see what I'm thinking. So today is October 6th. I am going to write a chapter a day starting today, and then I should be finished with the drafting process at the end of this month, and then go hard and heavy into editing in November. That is where we're at, with a release date in late December. So, thanks for having coffee with me. My biggest takeaways to share with you is, if you feel like you're stuck in something, write yourself out a contract, set a deadline, and just do it. Just get busy. Stop making excuses for why you're not doing what you want to do. We tend to do that very often. And remember, 2 hours of wasted time is like 8 hours of productive time. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Let's stop wasting our time. Start chasing our dreams. I'll see you in the next video.